I think that's going to raise immediate issues about your health. Can you just talk about where that is right now?
Well, it's pretty good. I took a couple hits there last couple games, and I would have liked to feel a little bit better after those. But I think right now it's to make sure I have a healthy summer and make sure that I feel good heading into the next season. That's really the most important thing, and that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm making sure that I have a good summer.
But no setback, no like shoulder injury, knee injury, anything like that?
No. I feel pretty good, and like I said, it's the last year and a half has been tough to stay healthy. So I think the best thing to do is to give myself a full summer, get ready for next year, and have a full season.
There's been a lot of talk about Stalzy, where he may be, what they're going to be looking at with contracts. How important is he to this team? How would you like to see this team configured, or do you want it to stay as is?
No, he's very important. I mean, he's shown that for a long time here. He's a complete player. He plays against teams, top players, and then that being said, he's able to produce offensively as well. So he's a big part of our team, and as far as contract stuff, that kind of thing, that's stuff you kind of leave up to guys individually, and they'll handle that. But as a teammate, I have a lot of respect for him and hope that he'll be around for a long time.
What about you, Sid? Are you looking at something right after July 1st? Are you waiting till the CBA gets resolved one way or another? How do you feel about re-signing?
No real. I don't think there's any real definitive decision there. I think it's going to be something that I'm sure the team and I'll both kind of wait to see what makes sense. And it's kind of hard being in the situation that is with the CBA and things like that, where typically it'd probably just be something that you'd figure you'd automatically start talking pretty soon. It might be a matter of just kind of waiting to see how that plays out and what makes sense for both sides.
You can't start until July 1st right now. I mean, unless something changes, right?
Exactly. But meaning in a typical year, when I look back to the last time when I extended is, July 1st, you pretty much knew that was something that was going to come up. Whereas now, you might wait and see as far as what makes sense with the CBA and that kind of thing.
Dan and Ray both said they had a hard time. The hardest part of this was not getting their hands around why there was a disparity between the regular season and the playoffs. Anything off the top of your head, any fleeting first thoughts along those lines?
No, I mean,
Is that the most frustrating thing to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, you try to put yourself in a position to have a good transition from the regular season to the playoffs, and I think we did a pretty good job of that. I think down the stretch, we were probably guilty of letting a few more goals in than we would have liked, and we had leads in those first couple games there. We had leads. I mean, you can't sit there and say that we didn't have our opportunities. So at the end of the day, you got to play and make plays and execute, and we didn't do that. And I think everyone always wants explanations, as they should, but at the end of the day, you got to play. None of that stuff's automatic, and you got to make sure you execute, and we didn't do that.
Was that a lesson about desperation hockey? It's hard to dial it up 4 games in a row.
Yeah, it's tough, but I mean, I think guys' effort and want and care was all there. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I think guys, wasn't a lack of effort by any means. I think every guy, to a man would agree with that. I think at the end of the day, as a team, we didn't execute, and it wasn't one guy. I think we all made mistakes individually at different points, and you just can't afford to have that many mistakes and give up as many goals as we did in a playoff series and expect to win.
This might be a little bit related to Jordan Stahl's question earlier, but one thing that people have looked at a lot, particularly with the CBA and whatever's going to happen with the salary cap, can the 3-center system, the 3 strong centers on the team, is that something that works for a team? Is that something you want to see continue?
Well, I think we've shown it works for sure. I think we've shown that, but that being said, I mean, as players, that's not up to us. I mean, that's a decision for Ray to make and how he sees the team performing its best. And I think we've shown that three centers can work. I think there's no doubt there. So, that'll be up to Ray.
So is there any part of you that wants to get to free agency, or is this just a matter of you want to get this? I mean, the CBA aside, I'm saying, but is 100% do you want to get this done this summer to stay here?
Yeah, I mean that's the plan. I think that if there's no, like I said, if there's no CBA discussion, I would expect to be talking on July 1st. But that's the only thing really holding probably both sides to kind of wait a bit. But that's the only thing. Yeah.
Sid, Dan and Ray also said that they take responsibility for what happened in the playoffs. But how much responsibility do you, the players, take for what happened, in the playoffs in this series?
I think we all do. There's no doubt. Nobody's trying to hide from that. We're all disappointed with the way things ended. We expected much better, and unfortunately, there's not anything we can do about it now. We've got to learn from this and be better for it. But I think if anything, the last few years, I think we realized that it's tough to win, and there's no, just because you've won before doesn't mean that you can show up in the first round of the playoffs and walk through it. So I have to learn some lessons like that sometimes. We got a tough one this year, and I think we'll be better for it, but it's definitely a learning situation here.
Did you have any type of symptoms after those big collisions late in the year?
No, I felt good.
When you said that you wanted to take a couple more weeks, or it would have been nice to take a couple more weeks, why did you come back when you did then? Did you need, in your own mind, X number of games to be ready for the playoffs and top performance?
When did I say?
Did you, at the outset, did you say you wanted to take a couple more weeks there before you came back?
Or were you talking about World?
No, I was talking about World
You're
Series.
talking about World.
Yeah.
You want to take a couple weeks now going in. Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of Worlds, there's already, I guess, a little bit of backlash up in Canada. People are maybe a little upset that you aren't going to go represent Canada. I know that means a lot to you after the Olympics. I mean, is there something you could say to the people of Canada about that?
You know what? It would have been a great situation for me. I'm not hiding from the World Championships. In a typical year, I've got my old junior coach who's assistant coach there. I've got, there's Brent Sutter there, who was the coach when I played for World Juniors, and they've got a great team. I mean, typically I'd be there in a second, but this isn't a normal situation, and this isn't me trying to hide away from World Championships. I love playing for Team Canada. I don't think anyone can question that, and anyone who's questioning that right now, they obviously don't know me, or they're not thinking right. But I don't have anything to say to that.
Sid, when you hear people question the leadership and character in this room because of the way the playoff series went, what does that make you think?
Well, you don't like to hear that. I mean, that's when you're talking to guys who've been here for a while, and we take that personally. But that being said, we did lose in the first round, so that's our responsibility, and we have to take that criticism, whether or not we feel that was an issue. That we might not agree there, but that being said, people are more than welcome to criticize that, and they're not happy, and we're not happy either, and everyone's trying to look for reasons, just like we're trying to evaluate what we did or what we could have done better, and that's always the case when you lose. That's how it works.
Outside of whatever Ray does or doesn't do with the team, the fact that, you look, Vancouver's out too, Rangers are kind of on the edge. The competitive nature of the playoffs, is there something different that you guys have to do just in terms of pacing yourself during a regular season, or conditioning, or playing going forward in the NHL?
Well, no, I mean, I think in the playoffs you need, it's timing, it's big plays, and it can be so many different things. I mean, when I think about the playoffs, I think, special teams come to mind, and, we weren't good there, just that alone. I mean, if you look at special teams, and even with some of the mistakes we did make, if our special teams were a little bit better, we're still in the series. So, I mean, we had a 3-0 lead. We had a 2-goal lead in the other game. It's not a matter of, what we just got into a series and got cut into it and didn't have a chance to win it. I mean, we had more than our fair share opportunity. We didn't close it out, and I don't know if there's really any way to kind of look back at things. I mean, we did a good job of closing the games. Our PK was one of the best in the league. So I don't know if you can really look at those things right now, but you've got to learn from it some way.